I have grown up in peace. All my life, I have grown up in a society where, for the most part, everyone is treated equally, no matter of sex, religion, sexuality, ability, etc. I have been given opportunities to go to school, play sports, and overall live freely. This is something that I often take for granted. However, there is a reason that I am able to live like this. Many years ago, thousands of Canadian men and women fought for our freedom. In World War II, they fought against the Nazis, who stood for the exact opposite of the society I live in today. Had it not been for the bravery of these men and women, my life today would be very different. How my artifact comes into play is in the form of a letter. The letter was written by my great uncle, Harry Moncrief. It is addressed to his mother. The letter reads, Dear Mother, I guess I should write you a letter by now. We have been pretty busy these days, and you know how I am with letters. I just can't seem to get down to it. I'm getting all of your parcels okay, and they sure are a godsend. I just got your Easter parcel yesterday. I've been given a hard new aircraft today, and it sure is a beauty. I told you I met your cousin by chance, but I haven't seen Don or Ted yet. I had 7 days leave a short while ago, and I spent it in Nottingham. You remember where old Robin Gord used to operate? It sure is nice there. However, I miss some of my old friends from Glasgow, a nurse who is very nice to me in particular. This sure is a funny country. The whole family here usually comes down to the Laurel pub to have a beer before going to church Sunday morning. They leave the baby outside in a carriage, and the mother, father, and all the kids go inside and gossip. Well, I can't find much to write about, and I'll send you some more scraps in a different letter. Don't worry about me, Ma. I'll be okay. I'm not the type that anything ever happens to. All my love to all, Harry. Harry was a fighter pilot during World War II. He first joined the Air Force in 1937 and started out as a photographer. It wasn't until March of 1943 that Harry was awarded his pilot flying badge and became an official fighter pilot. Nicknamed Monty by his crew, Harry was the pilot of the Lancaster bomber. His crew consisted of 7 men, 3 Brits, 1 Scot, and 3 Canadians. While flying home from a large-scale bombing expedition on May 22, 1944, Harry and his crew were fired upon. Their rear gunner was frozen and did not work, therefore they could not retaliate. Their plane was hit a first time and put the plane into tailspin. After they recovered, Harry exclaimed, "Oh, why did I ever leave my dear gray-haired mother?" This was apparently one of his favorite expressions. Flying at 17,000 feet, the plane was hit a second time. Harry's last words were, "Well, fellas, I guess this is it. Bail out." Only 2 of the men were able to make it out of the plane in time. One of the men landed on the roof of the house and survived. The remaining 6 men did not live. The plane crashed into a nearby farmer's field. 2 whole bodies were found, and all that was left was the remains of the other bodies. They were buried nearby. Harry Moncrief died on May 22, 1944. It wasn't until May 26, 1944 that the letter addressed to his mother was mailed, so Harry did not mail the letter himself. The touching content of the letter truly shows that Harry was just an ordinary guy. He loved his mother, he drank beer, he went to church. He was an ordinary guy who was willing to give up his life so that others could have a better one. His brothers, Don and Ted, who were mentioned in the letter, were also overseas fighting. They all left their mother and everything that they were familiar with in order to serve their country. Their efforts helped build the culture that I live in today. Canadian culture stands for diversity, equity, freedom, democracy, and compromise. It is everything that the Nazis did not stand for. Had men and women like Harry not stepped up and fought World War II, I would most likely be living in a completely different culture today. I would not have the right to freedom of speech, nor would I have learned the value of multiculturalism. My relative gave up his life to fight for mine, and he, among thousands of others, essentially built the culture that I live in.